Trump is trying to force an NFL team to revert to Redskins moniker. This is important to the president because hopefully you'll stop talking about the Trump Epstein files. All right, put it up full mass. So Trump, out of nowhere, threatens to derail Commander Stadium deal over their name change. Oh my goodness, the name change. Top priority. Yes, the name change that happened 3 years ago. Trump said he may move to block the Washington Commanders, a private entity, new stadium, as he called on the team, and as well as Major League Baseball, Cleveland Guardians. Yes, that too, very important. He's going to get on top of that. He's going to make sure they restore it to the old names. He wants all the racist names to come back. A reminder, the Commanders changed their name from the Washington Redskins, because it's racist, from the Washington Redskins, and the Guardians from the Cleveland Indians. In the wake of anti-racism movement that swept the U.S. after the 2020 murder of George Floyd and following years of activism and protests against the monikers that many Native Americans considered to be offensive. It was offensive. It was offensive. And what happened was a collective raising or collective enhancement of our social consciousness during that time. So this isn't about the owners of these teams saying this is what they want to do. They want to bring back these things. They have reconciled that, yes, it was offensive. Yes, it was time to move on. And some said it publicly before it even happened. Now Trump is saying they got to bring them back. The Commanders had urged the DC Council to get the RFK Stadium redevelopment approved or risk Trump's intervention, per Axios. President can influence the NFL stadium project due to the power of the White House through federal design commissions. Deal notes. Now, would this be improper? Of course it's improper. Yeah, you're literally being penalized by the government for exercising a constitutional right. And the Constitution clearly says you have the freedom to do this without what? Without penalty from the government. You got to take the man to court. You got to take him to court. All right, so Trump posted a Truth Social. This was on Sunday. The Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. Quote, likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams, with a storied past, he said, our great Indian people, this is Trump talking now, our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen, added Trump, without providing a shred, an iota of evidence for that proclamation. He posted again to Truth Social saying that he, quote, may put a restriction on the Commanders if they don't change the name back. He concluded his post by adding, Indians are being treated very unfairly. Make Indians great again, MIGA. Y'all, this is not an SNL skit. This is literally what this man started randomly posting, okay? Susan Sean Hargel, an enrolled citizen, the Cheyenne Arapaho tribes, and a Native American activist, urged the Commanders in the Facebook post to keep up the good work, keep on the path of righteousness after Trump's post. Trump, homie, dog, they're not falling for it anymore, man. Gig is up. Okay. I get it. You tried. You had a good run, hell, longer than we thought it would ever last. But this pivot to stories from 3 years ago, because you don't want to answer the questions about Epstein and you, it only creates more fuel to the fire that's raging inside of MAGA. And didn't you say you don't need them anyway? You would rather not have their support anyway? All right. Yasmin. You see, he's not actually brilliant. He's not even kind of smart. It's so obvious what he's doing.
It's so obvious what he's doing, and it must be so exhausting to be
Yeah.
a member of that MAGA movement because it's like every day it's like, okay, what are we mad at today? What are we fighting for today? Who do I have to go fight? Like, just shut, like, everybody just do less. First of all, there aren't massive numbers of so-called Indian people, which is not me apparently in this country, but Trump and MAGA don't want to talk about why that is. Secondly, I am tired of all these dumb acronyms like MIGA, grow up, please. But that is all I want to talk about this. Trump doesn't care about football. He doesn't care about the names of these teams. He doesn't care about the Redskins. He is so desperate right now to distract. And he's usually so good at distracting his MAGA base. They usually listen to everything he says. They usually just do as they're told. So if he says to drop something, they usually just drop it. But now he's so desperate that he is insulting them, telling them that they're not real supporters or real MAGA or that they're not loyal, which is apparently the worst thing you can tell a cult member. He is attempting to shame them now back into submission so they can be like, oh no, but I'm real MAGA. So like, I'll just, I'm not one of those dumb people that he's talking
Right.
about. So yeah, I don't even want to talk about this. We're just going to keep talking about the Epstein/Trump files, as a viewer pointed out.
Yeah. Trump ain't even MAGA. Okay. But here's the difference today. Some of the former executives of the MAGA cult have now turned into advocates for common sense, at least to a degree. So Tucker Carlson, he's now saying things that make some sense. Candace Owens, same thing. And even Alex Jones. So there you have it.